Hey guys, this is Christy, and today I'm going to talk about some of my gardening bloopers when I first started out. I feel like there are so many of them, and they happen to everybody. So if you're just starting out, don't worry, because everybody has silly little things that they do. The first time I ever grew vegetables, I had a coffee can. It was a Folgers coffee can. So I don't know, whatever, the size of a Folgers coffee can. And I literally planted probably 10 carrots, one spaghetti squash, I think some mint, and maybe a pepper plant. I'm not sure. All of that into one Folgers coffee can, and not even filled up with dirt the entire way, but really tiny. And spoiler alert, nothing grew except for the mint. And ironically, I still have that Folgers coffee cup with the mint in it. Mint will survive anything in the whole entire world. But that was my very first venture into gardening, and I made so many mistakes. So many, I can't even, I remember there was a little patch, a 4 foot by 4 foot patch, and I seeded, I don't know, I want to say 50 tomato plants, and they all started coming up, and I was like, this is amazing. It was like a jungle of tomatoes, and I thought I was the coolest gardener in the world. And they started growing so tall, and I was so proud. And then of course they started falling over, and then they became absolutely wild. They were growing across the front lawn, we were in the downtown of Stanwood, and it was so crazy. And because there was so much growth and everything else, and it was taking forever to put the tomatoes, and I ended up not getting any tomatoes, only just the green tomatoes, and then I made a green tomato salsa, and I was like, where did I go wrong? And so that's when I started on my journey of learning how to garden and also experimenting more. I'm thankful for the lessons that I did learn, because now I'm very conscious of spacing, because that's something that was my biggest fail early on. Also, this is gonna be hilarious, but still to this day, I always get confused between, I've got shelling peas, that's fine. Snap peas and snow peas always mess me up. Literally every single time I place a seed order, I always have to Google which one you stir fry and which one you eat, fresh off the pod. I don't know what, I always mess that one up. Always, always, always. I also always forget the name. Hackerai turnips. 90% of the time that I'm looking for the word Hackerai turnips, I usually want to say kohlrabi. I always, always forget what that word is. Another mistake I find that I made so much, or blooper, whatever, was when I started gardening, you could not pay me to trellis anything. I was like, I'll figure it out, whatever. Literally, I would never trellis anything, and everything would fall over, and I couldn't get to anything. And every year I'd be like, oh. And so now I trellis really well. So, but I the tomato, or even just supports or anything like that. I never did any of it my first year, and it was terrible.